The decision by the Venezuelan Supreme Court on the 28th of June to begin removal proceedings against the Attorney General to freeze her assets and ban her from leaving the country is deeply worrying, as is the ongoing violence in the country. We're also disturbed by the decision on the 27th of June by the Supreme Court's Constitutional Chamber to declare the Attorney General's appointment of a deputy to be null and void, and to appoint instead a temporary deputy in violation of the appointment procedure under Venezuelan law. The Chamber also granted some of the Attorney General's until now exclusive functions to the Ombudsperson. Since March, the Attorney General of Venezuela has taken important steps to defend human rights, documenting deaths during the wave of demonstrations, insisting on the need for due process and the importance of the separation of powers, and calling for people who have been arbitrarily detained to be immediately released. We're concerned that the Supreme Court's decisions appear to seek to strip her office of its mandate and responsibilities as enshrined in the Venezuelan Constitution, and to undermine the independence of her office. The dismissal of judicial officials should be subject to strict criteria that do not undermine the independent and impartial performance of their functions. According to the UN guidelines on the role of prosecutors, states should ensure that prosecutors are able to perform their professional functions without intimidation, hindrance, harassment, improper interference, or unjustified exposure to civil, partial, or other liabilities. But up to the 27th of June, according to the Attorney General's office, 75 people had died and some 1,419 other people have been injured during the continuing protests. Most recently, 3 young demonstrators were reportedly killed by members of the security forces, 2 by firearms, and 1 who died when a tear gas canister was reportedly shot directly at him by a police officer. In addition, there are increasing reports that security forces have raided residential buildings, conducted searches without warrants, detained people allegedly with the intention of deterring them from participating in demonstrations, and also while searching for opposition supporters. We urge all powers of the Venezuelan state, so all the Venezuelan authorities, executive, judiciary, and other authorities, to respect the Constitution and the rule of law, and call on the government to ensure that the rights to freedom of peaceful assembly and freedom of opinion and expression are guaranteed. We also call on all people in Venezuela to only use peaceful means to make themselves heard, and urge all parties to renounce violence and harassment of opponents.